Ashe. Ashe and grand rising, a grand day to you all. Once again, my fellow humans. And as customary, let me remind you, I am addressing and saluting my fellow natural, native, earthly humans. Because we have a lot of artificial things. Need not remind you that we have a lot of, unnatural creatures and things that are appearing and behaving as humans or as natural humans. They are even fighting wars, I'm now told. A war against us, the unnatural against the natural. So my dear beloved natural, native, earthly humans, Ashe, grand rising, a grand day to you all. And welcome to this part 5 of this another perspective, another of my thought-provoking presentations titled Retirement Plan for People 40 to 75. Another perspective with yours truly, I, the Mystic Philosopher. And I also must remind you that it is high time for thinking, reason, and for reasoning. Now, my people, if you haven't yet watched or listened to part 1 through to part 4, I humbly ask that you please do so before you continue watching this part 5. Now, here are some of the most well-known types of retirement plans that are common in both the United States of America and elsewhere. These, in fact, let me first address those that are common in the United States of America. And they are what is known as Roth, R-O-T-H-A-R-A, it's rather I-R-A. And a Roth IRA is an individual retirement account that offers a tax-free investment growth and distributions. Now, traditional IRA or a traditional IRA is an account to which you can contribute pre-tax or after taxes or after tax dollars. Simplified employee pension, also known as, another one is called a simplified employee pension, aka SIP, S-E-P. And a simplified employee pension plan, SIP, is a plan that allows employers to contribute to traditional IRAs, SIP/IRAs, that are set up for employees. And then you have the 401k or 403b. Now, according to Investopedia.com, and I quote, a 401k plan is a retirement saving plan that offered by many American employers that has tax advantages for the saver. It is named after a section of the United States Internal Revenue Code, IRC. The employee who signs up for a 401k agrees to have a percentage of each paycheck paid directly into an investment account, unquote. And then we have what is known as the 403b, according to a website called Finance Strategist at financestrategist.com, and I quote, 403b plans are meant for employees of public service institutions and nonprofits. They are salary deferral plans that may or may not have matching contributions from employers. Employees in public school system and nonprofits, including religious institutions, are eligible for the 403B plans, and they can contribute up to a maximum of $19,500, and that was in 2021 and 2020 towards such plans, unquote. Now, if you are an American or legally living in the United States of America, each of these plans can help you save for your retirement. Now, according to Wealth Awesome at wealthawesome.com, here are 8 of the most popular retirement plans in Canada. Number 1 is known as the Registered Retirement Saving Plans, RRSP. Now, one of the most popular retirement savings options in Canada is the Registered Retirement Savings Plan, RRSP. RRSPs offered many benefits, including the ability to deduct your contributions from your tax or from your taxable income. The money in the plan grows tax-free until it's withdrawn. It grows tax-free until withdrawn. When it's time for you to retire, your RRSP is converted into a Registered Retirement Income Fund, also known as a RIF or RIF. This is a great way to ensure you have a steady income stream in retirement. In fact, you can convert as early as age 55. Once your RRSP becomes a RIF, you are required to start withdrawing the minimum payments. RRSPs are a good option for, RRSPs are a good option for people who want to save for retirement and to reduce their taxes. However, it's important to remember that you will eventually have to pay taxes on the money you withdraw from your RRSP. And I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, might be a bit of people, your tax advisor or your accountant will give you the best advice on these things. I'm just sharing with you what I've found and information that are available. The second one we have here in Canada is known as the Tax-Free Savings Account, TFSAS. And a tax-free savings account, TSFA, is an account that allows you to save money without having to pay taxes on its growth. Now, this account is perfect for those who want to save for retirement, as the money you save will compound tax-free. You can contribute up to $6,000 per year to a TFSA, and there is no minimum, or rather, there is no maximum age. So you can continue contributing even after you retire. Another great thing about TFSAs is that you can access your money at any time without having to pay any penalties. This makes it a great option for Canadians who want to have some flexibility with their savings during retirement. Withdrawals from a TFSA are also tax-free, so they can be a good way to supplement your retirement income. TFSAs are another great option for people who want to save for their retirement and who also want to reduce their taxes. However, it is important to remember that you won't be able to deduct your contributions from your taxes. Number 3 plan that is known here in Canada is known as the employer-sponsored pension plans. Now, an employer-sponsored pension plan is a retirement savings program that an employer offers to its employees. Employer pension plans are either defined benefit plan or defined contribution plans. In a defined benefit plan, the amount of your pension benefits is based on your years of service and salary. In a defined contribution plan, the amount of your pension benefits is based on how much you and your employer have contributed to the plan. Employer pension plans are usually tax deferred, which means you don't have to pay taxes on the money you contribute to the plan until you withdraw it in retirement. If you're a Canadian worker, you may be able to contribute to an employer pension plan. If you are a member of a union, you may also be eligible for a union pension plan. The fourth is known as the deferred profit sharing plans, DPSPS, deferred profit sharing plans. A deferred profit sharing plan, or DPSP, is a Canadian employer-sponsored profit sharing plan used for retirement savings among employees. Now, quite unlike a registered retirement savings plan, RRSP, where employees contribute their own funds, employees in a DPSP receive a pro rata portion of the company's profits, which are then invested in a tax-free account. This allows employees to share in the company's success and can be used in conjunction with other retirement plan options like RRSPs and pensions. The benefit of a DPSP are that contributions are tax deductible to the employer. As income, the funds grow tax-free, and withdrawals during retirement are taxed as income. This makes them a popular choice for retirement planning. Another benefit of the DPSPS is that they foster a sense of partnership between the company and the members of the plan. Employees often feel more invested in their company when they have a financial stake in its success. And the fifth pension plan is known as the Canadian Pension Plan, CPP, or the Quebec Pension Plan, QPP. Now, according to the Government of Canada website, under the heading CPP, Retirement Pension Review, and I quote, the Canada Pension Plan, the CPP retirement pension, is a monthly taxable benefit that replaces part of your income when you retire. If you qualify, you will receive the CPP retirement pension for the rest of your life. To qualify, you must, 1, be at least 60 years old, and 2, have made at least one valid contribution to the CPP. Valid contributions can be either from work you did in Canada, or as a result of receiving credits from a former spouse or former common law partner at the end of the relationship. How much do you get from the CPP? Your CPP amount depends on the age you start your pension, your contributions, and your average annual income earnings, unquote. The sixth one is known as the Old Age Security Pension, or the Old Age Security, OAS. The Old Age Security, OAS pension, is a government-sponsored pension plan. It's designed to provide income for retirement or for retired workers and their families. And the seventh is known as the Guaranteed Income Supplement, GIS. GIS is a government-sponsored supplement for low-income seniors. It's designed to help cover the cost of basic living expenses. And that was number 7. And the 8th is known as an annuity. An annuity is a contract between you and an insurance company, which is agreed upon at the time of purchase. In return of making regular payments known as premiums, the insurance company agrees to pay you a fixed income for the rest of your life. Unquote. Now, you will no doubt notice that all the retirement plans that I have mentioned thus far are for the United States and Canada. So what about retirement plans for countries in the Caribbean, Africa, and elsewhere in the world? Well, from my observation, and the little that I think I know about the African and Caribbean cultures and practices are: one, their retirement plan is farming and selling the produce and then saving some of their money for their later years. That's one strategy. Number two is raising a few animals such as pigs, hogs, cows, goats, fowls, sheep, and even rabbits. And when they come to maturity, in the Caribbean, we'll sell them and save the money for our later years, or, the Caribbean people for later years. Strategy number three is buying and owning a piece of land and sell it. They will then sell the land if they have to, or leave it for their children or for people who take care of them when they need taking care of the most, which of course is in their later years. That's another strategy. This is also something that not Americans, Africans, and Caribbean people have in common, and that is real estate. Another thing that we all have in common is real estate and income properties. As African and Caribbean people, culturally and traditionally, the evidence has shown that our retirement plan and our pension plan are our children and our families. For most of us, even to this day, our children are our greatest investment and retirement saving plan. Our parents would have a lot of children and they would take care of us with the hope and expectation, that we would have a heart and return the favor when they need it the most. And that is in their old age, aka when the system put them, and by extension us, out to pasture. They would also take care of their relatives and their relatives' children and even strangers' children as well, with the hope and the expectation that they too would return the favor if or when they need it the most. Now, when all people were kind to us back in our youth, we instinctively and intuitively knew that should the need arise, we would and we should and we must return the favor when we grow up and they are growing down. We up and they going down. But sadly, time and the hearts, the consciences and the minds of people, young and old, have changed significantly. So much so that some of us would be more than lucky if some of our own children, our own bloodline, help us out. Make the time to if some of them would even make the time to come to our funeral, let alone contribute to our burial. Well, I'm lucky if that happened. And to further compound the hurt worst, if we don't have anything to die and leave for them. So if we don't have a retirement plan to fall back on so that we might be able to pay strangers or some institutions to take care of us, then dog again, me am with supper. Dog eat our supper, or if you prefer, our corner is very dark. Another form of retirement plan that is also common to Africans or among African people and Caribbean people and other people the world over is making money work for us by investing in stocks and bonds. The most recent and most recently, investment in what is known as cryptocurrency or in cryptocurrencies, etc. But that too carries risk. sometimes high risk that many are high risk that maybe may not be good for our cardiovascular system and blood pressure in old age. So again, early preparation is best. Just look what happened, for example, to the most famous Jamaican alive today, sprinter Usain Bolt, at the brokerage house in Jamaica known as Stocks and Security Limited, SSL. Just imagine what would or what could have happened to his heart if he was in his late 60s or 70s. Yeah, could be a very serious thing. Another form of retirement plan that is also common to Africans, Caribbean, and other people all over the world is also from earning royalties from writing songs, from writing poetry, music, books, the arts, and the likes. So from all this, we must all admit that the concept of retirement plans is not something new to us, humans in general, and that we have practiced it in one form or another. For your information, please let me state categorically that from my perspective, buying lottery tickets or investing in lottery tickets with the hope of winning, and in some cases with the hope of winning big, is not a sensible or well thought out retirement plan. I know there are some people, I heard people say that's their retirement plan, to win the lottery. I don't think it's a sensible one. And even though I must admit that as part of our strategic planning for investing and making enough money for our retirement, it do involve taking reasonable and well-calculated risk. From my perspective, gambling, aka rolling the dice, in and of itself is not a retireable or sensible retirement plan. According to the United States website, or rather to a US website called Growth Rapidly at growthrapidly.com, and I quote, retirement plans are important to have because life expectancy today in the US is at least 75 years old. So you will likely live many years in retirement. That also means that you will need money during those non-working years to live. You also can't rely on government programs such as Social Security. These programs may not exist in the future. That is why you must have a retirement plan, unquote. That is again from growthrapidly.com. Emphasis here, we must have a retirement plan. Remember, most people don't plan to fail, they only fail to plan. We must have a retirement plan. According to a Canadian pension plan website called cpp.ca, and I quote, the latest quote from Statistics Canada released in 2019 found that the average life expectancy in Canada is 79.9 years for men and 84 years for women. This statistic don't tell the full story about how life expectancy differs regionally and demographically, unquote. So, if this is correct, then we can logically conclude that life expectancy in Canada is much longer than life expectancy in the US. Therefore, if we live in Canada, we are going to need a retirement plan that will provide us more money because we are far more likely to live much longer according to this. Now, this is the end of part 5, my dear people. I've just presented to you my findings. So please, on the available retirement plans and how they vary in different places. So please join me in part 6 for the continuation of retirement plan for people 40 to 75, another perspective in the Mystic Philosopher. And where and when I will address and answer questions. Question 3 from my list of questions, namely, what are some more traditional or untraditional common types of retirement plan. In question 3, we're going to be dealing with some more stuff. So please, in part 6, we're going to be continuing. There I will start to offer some suggestions. So please, join me then. Just join me then. In the meantime and between time in your becoming, my dear beloved people, I will let you be more and more and much, much more and not less, aka blessed. For I am the Mystic Philosopher. Ashe, 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 I say. See you in part 6. Gonna love it.